what I always tell people when they're not sure about what to do or what the cost really is, I always say spend it on paper first, right? Because when you see it, sometimes once you see, okay, I have these two holiday parties. I need to get a new dress for both of them. I'm gonna host Thanksgiving. That's gonna cost $500. When you when you see it, you're gonna be like, okay, this is cool. I got this. Or you're gonna be like, you know what? This ain't gonna happen. Then you can start having some other conversations with your family to say, if we're committing to this, how are we gonna make this happen? I know you are committed, right? You are committed to end the year financially strong with me, aren't you? Aren't you? But you're like, Janai, how am I even going to do that? I'm so happy that you asked. So listen, you are here for another episode of the Thank Me Later show with me, your host, Janai Thornton, where we help you master your money and transform your life. And right now, we're going to help you transform the end of your year. It ain't over, okay? It ain't over. And I'm so happy that you're here. So if this is your first episode, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna help you get your end of the year straight. But if you have listened before, thank you. Thank you. Happy that you're back. Want to make sure that y'all checking out all the episodes. If something relates to you, please lean in and listen. But I know that you know somebody who may have some lifing and they may need some direction. Please make sure that you're sharing this information. It's our responsibility to help the people that are around us. All right, y'all, let's talk about the end of the year. Because listen, I'll be hearing from y'all, right? I'm hearing from y'all. And then y'all always telling me this. Janai, I'm just going to pick up in January. I'm just going to let this ride on out. And I'm like, listen, we cannot do that. Every day matters. Because now what you're doing, you carrying all that dead weight, all that stuff over into the new year. You are procrastinating. You are kicking the inevitable can down the road. And actually, you're going to make some things worse by not dealing with them now. So please don't just get all caught up in the rush of the end of the year. So I have 8 tips that I want to share with you very quickly to make sure that you end your year up right. So here's my 8. Number 1, I need you to real quick make your year-end financial checklist. What are the 2 things, 5 things? We don't need no super long list that you're not going to do for real. What are the few things that if you pay attention to them this year, you make some progress, it's going to make a difference for you? So I literally need you to write that down because that's going to be our checklist to get through the year. I'm not going to tell you what to put on the checklist because what you need to do versus what I need to do versus someone else can be completely different. So again, from your lens and your life, what's on your to-do list? Write that down. This is the one thing that I need you to do for me before the end of the year. So super simple. I want you to make sure that your beneficiaries are current. And you're like, Janai, what are you talking about? Super simple. If you have life insurance, I want you to check. Are the people who you got listed who you really still want to be listed? It's going to take y'all maybe a whole 15 minutes to figure this out. Second thing that I want you to do is I want you to put a beneficiary or a payable on death, a POD designation on your bank account. So that means if anything happens to you, the person that you pick will have immediate access because y'all know I'm all about legacy. So that's the one thing on your list that I want you to add. Say, this is Janai's to do for me. What I'm asking you to do collectively, it's probably going to take you like a whole strong 30, 45 minutes to do that, okay? So you have time. You have time. You're not going to just get swept up in Thanksgiving and Christmas. You have time to deal with that. Let's talk about the holidays. Tip number 3, I need you to be honest and plan just beyond gifts because y'all just be putting this quick little gift list together and be spending a whole bunch of money on a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm not mad at that, but I just want you to plan for that. Why are you surprised after the holiday? You're like, how did this happen? You know how it happened because you didn't plan for it. So I want you to be very intentional about what are all of your plans for the holidays. Be very specific. Is it travel? Are you hosting and entertaining? You got some Christmas parties to go to. Please add this to your list because this is your budget, right? And this is going to help you stay on track and prepare, because you'll be like, "Ooh, I'm doing too much." Or like, "Oh no, I got this. I can manage this." That was number 3. Um, Set a budget for your holiday events. That's number 4. Y'all, this food is out of control. I'm like, how are people going to manage Thanksgiving and Christmas this year? Are y'all setting some rules about how much every person needs to financially contribute? Who needs to bring what? Because I know a lot of people are like, "I don't even want to host. It costs too much." But I want you to be intentional and have these conversations with your family, because we can spread it. Instead of that one person having to carry the burden of hosting, we can spread that amongst our relatives so we can share that. And y'all, 20, 30 somethings, it's time for y'all to contribute too. Because it's like, just because your parents and grandparents, you're used to them handling everything, y'all falling in the background like y'all can't contribute. Yes, you can, right? Because it's expensive. So I want you to be very, very mindful of that. Next tip, intentional shopping. And let me tell you what I mean by that in the holiday season is you're not putting yourself on your own list. That's how you get in trouble, because you're thinking about other people, your mate, kids, your mom, whomever, and you're not adding yourself. Add yourself to your list. There's nothing wrong with that. And it might be some personal things that you want, but it also might be some stuff around your house that you want. Because I've already started my list. I'm like, I know I'm training for a triathlon, so there's new goggles that I want. I'm waiting for Black Friday for them to go on sale. There's this new watch that I want. Like, I am waiting, but I'm literally have started a list of things that I want for myself, because that is becoming part of my budget. Please don't play yourself like you're not on the budget. All right. Next tip. I promise you, if you do this, you will thank me later. You have got to schedule your money meetings with yourself. Okay. Y'all hear me talk about this. Money Monday. That's not only the day that I do radio. That's literally the day that I focus on my own finances. It will completely change your life. I don't think y'all believe me when I say that. I'm like, I think y'all think I'm just being extra and being too much. No. It's part of the discipline, not discipline like you got in trouble, but discipline like disciple of having that routine. You have got to have intentional time when you pay your bills, when you look at your balances, when you look at your credit card activity, when you look at your investment statements, whomever you got to follow up with. You fill out the financial aid forms, you do your taxes, whatever. You have rental property, you check out, you're looking at what's coming in and going out. Please schedule the time. You don't squeeze it in around social media, Netflix, and all that. What is the uninterrupted time? Please put that in your calendar and make that a non-negotiable. If you do it, you will thank me later. Couple more things on my list. See, this is easy. This list is really easy. Number 7 on the list. I want you to have a money calendar. And you're like, okay, now I got to have these money meetings and I need a money calendar. Yes. Let me tell you the reason why that's important. Like, y'all already know when April 15th is. So when you going to do your taxes, you should know that. If you all have relatives or kids who are going to college and you're part of the FAFSA application process, y'all know the applications come out December 1st. Like, build these things into your calendar. When open enrollment is, taxes, any particular meetings that you need to have, like with your insurance agent, build it in, because then you will be prepared. You will absolutely positively be prepared. It is a game changer. Before I did the session, literally right before the session, I had a call with my CPA. We talk, not like, did I get my taxes done, but intentional planning time. I talk to her at least twice a year, right? So I talk to her now. I'll talk to her in 6 months. My 6-month call with her is already in my calendar. Y'all realize how that keeps me on track? Okay. So please, 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 please do that. Number 8, I want you to have fun this holiday season, this end of year, but I want you to have mindful fun. Be aware of it, because a lot of times, a lot of y'all like, look, I'm already in trouble. I already done spent it all. Let me just go out here. It ain't going to hurt if I just wild out a little bit more. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. I'm not trying to be the fun killer, right? But I do want you to just be mindful of what you want to do. You got to be real mindful this season too, because listen, you know you know who the they are. They're trying to get us to spend and buy everything right now. It's crazy. The ads are ridiculous. Christmas stuff has been out for weeks. Okay. So I want to make sure that you're not letting your senses get you in trouble. Just be mindful of what the goal is, what you plan on spending, where you need to start and stop. It's super important that you do that. So before I wrap up, I know we have a call from our Thank Me Later community. I want to be able to make sure that we can get our member of our True Fruit straight today.
Hello, this is Melissa. With all the holiday expenses coming up, gifts, travel, and hosting family, I'm worried about overspending. How can I stay on budget and avoid going into debt and still enjoy the season with my family?
Melissa, thank you for the call. So what I always tell people when they're not sure about what to do or what the cost really is, I always say spend it on paper first, right? Because when you see it, sometimes once you see, okay, I have these 2 holiday parties. You know, I need to get a new dress for both of them. I'm going to host Thanksgiving. That's going to cost $500. When you see it, you're going to be like, okay, this is cool. I got this. Or you're going to be like, you know what? This ain't going to happen. You know, then you can start having some other conversations with your family to say, if we're committing to this, how are we going to make this happen? So y'all want to go somewhere for Christmas? Like, are y'all going to use miles? You know, are y'all going to have to drive now? You're not going to be able to fly. But please list it all out, because a lot of times it's just all in our head, right? So I need you to see it. Then you can make the adjustments versus saying no to everything, overcorrecting or overspending, and then you're trying to figure it out later. That is absolutely not the way to go. So listen, I want to make sure that y'all finish the year strong, okay? I want to make sure that you're not just going to push and wait till 2025 to get here before you put some things in order. So I gave you 8 things. If you're like, girl, that is too much, I can't do 8, then I want you to pick maybe 2 or 3 things that you know that you could commit to. But I need you to start. You need good momentum. That's another reason why I don't want you to wait till January. All right. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of the Thank Me Later Show with me, your host, Jini Thornton. And please continue to connect with us. You know, we have the Thank Me Later community all over social media at TML Money, Jini Thornton. We also have, of course, the Thank Me Later Show. Please check out all the other episodes. You know, certainly there's something there for you. And we want to hear from you. So please stay connected to us. And before I say goodbye, listen, if you pick 2 or 3 of the things that I said today, if you pick 2 or 3 and execute, you will thank me later. Okay. Y'all have an amazing end of the year. Let me know what you need from me, and I'll see y'all next episode.